guys!
Episode 2, Campfire Stories. We're on the same segment of...
What we do is we provide you stories that you don't want to hear, advice you didn't ask for, and jokes that you don't find funny.
Alright, story time, guys. So, for those who don't know Frankie sometimes can be a little bit crazy, okay? And for some reason, a little thought popped into Frankie's head. Let's run for a very long time. This time was a very long time, okay? For me and for my friend that came along with me. It ended up being 100 kilometers, 100 kilometers.
Your mic's back here.
Oh, there you go. Sorry, guys. Okay. I'm screaming for no reason. I ended up having to run 100 kilometers, which, can anyone guess how long it took? Do you know how long? You know how long it took?
No, I didn't know how long. You didn't tell me how long it took.
It took 26 hours to run it.
Oh,
right?
really?
It took 26 hours. So when I started, it was light, and then when I finished, it was just becoming light again.
No.
Yeah, 26 hours, non-stop, yeah. So what happened was, the theory behind it was we were listening to David Goggins, and his whole mindset is, okay, push and try and challenge yourself and stuff like that. Right? So we're like, okay, we'll try and challenge ourselves. So we didn't train too much for it. Okay? Just light training, and then we went into the 100Ks. The problem is...
That sounds like a really bad idea, because anytime I talk to someone like about marathon or any of that kind of stuff, it's always like, oh, you got to build yourself up to get your body used to storing those carbs and to do that.
Yes. But that's for people that are competing. We're not competing. We're doing it in our own time. If you look at 26 hours for 100Ks, it's actually not a good time. It's not the best time.
Yeah.
Right? But what you got to think of...
Yeah, Frankie, I was actually going to say, bro, that's a bit lazy. Like, 26 hours, come on, mate.
Come on, man, 100Ks.
Come on, mate.
Let's go.
I could do 100Ks if you gave me a few days. Come on, mate.
Yeah, my FTE. But now, the reason behind it, because you're talking about that glucose training, all that, it was a mental training.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So it's a challenge of the brain, not the physical. We got a lot of injuries. So it's not the best... And speaking of, a week later I fought as well. But during this run, what we didn't realize, so we're running, we're having a good time, a long time into it, we're having these electrolytes, right? So what's in electrolytes that you might not find that's so fun is a diuretic, a laxative effect.
Yeah.
That's in electrolytes.
Yeah.
But we didn't know. We had the concept of more is better.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So we were just piling up our drink bottle with electrolytes.
Yeah.
This nuclear bomb that was about to go off in our stomach. Yeah. Does that make sense?
100%.
So we're running, and then instantly a nuclear bomb goes off. We're like, what's that? And you have to run to a tree and go do your business, right? And long story short, we made it. That we finished that lap. It was a terrible lap, but we finished the lap. Then we go to the toilets. For some reason, I don't know if it's our fault or if it's the plumbing, the toilets ended up being clogged. I don't know how, but they ended up being clogged. Long story short, what I thought was absolutely brilliant, right? So about 12 to 14 hours into the run, we've done another lap and we come into the cafe, right? What are the odds of this? As we come into the cafe, a lady comes in, all panicked. She goes to the front office. I don't know what's happened. I don't know. But all the toilets are clogged. And then the receptionist goes, she goes, really? I'm going to have to call the big guns for that one. And then the two culprits are standing there watching this interaction happen. Best thing I've ever seen in my whole life. Oh my God. So for me, that's my story about my 100K run and about clogging the toilets. It was phenomenal.
Stephen, can we use that? Yeah. We're at the part of the show where we do advice.
That no one wants to have.
That no one asked for.
That's the one.
My best advice. I've got a lot of advice, but my best advice is around forward driving and camping. Clearly, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? That's where like I've really put all my eggs into this basket of forward driving. So, My advice actually comes with a bit of a story, and you may have known this story already, but I really wanted to get a few things for my car, and my partner was like, like she's trying to get me to like not spend any money, and I was like, we're trying to save for a house or whatever it was, right? It was something boring and responsible, like something like really in the adult realm of like, we should invest in stocks. Like it's really boring, like it's just no fun at all. And so I'm having a hard time. So I'm like, I just want to go forward driving. Like the Land Cruiser just wants to go, and it needs all these pretty things, right? So anyway, I couldn't get this certain purchase across the line, right? And
across the girlfriend line.
Across the girlfriend
line.
The
boss line.
Yeah. Which is just so disheartening when you're a fully grown adult with your own money. You can't get that across the line. So I really wanted to get lockers. I wanted to get twin locked, the TJM Pro lockers. I really wanted to get them twin locked, and I'm seeing on Facebook groups like people are talking about them, people are ranting and raving, and then like the FOMO kicks in. You're like, well, I don't want to be the only guy on the track that doesn't have lockers. Like that's just like, you know what I mean? Like I felt big with my big tires, and now I'm feeling really small because I don't have lockers. No one's got lockers, right? And then you start going out forward driving a couple of times, and you just can't get over little humps because you're losing traction. You're like, man, if I had lockers, this would just be an elevator or something. Just easy. So anyway, couldn't get it across the line. So I'm like, I'm gonna have to like save up money and cut grass or something on the weekends to save up cash or whatever. Anyway, our anniversary comes around, and I go.
And you blitzed it.
What?
You did the best anniversary ever, and then she was happy with you.
Man,
long story short,
I can't explain how much I wish that was the answer. I can't explain how much I wish I could say it was the perfect anniversary. No. And then she said, oh, baby, you can buy those lockers now. Like, I wish I could tell you that. But it wasn't. It was the worst anniversary in the world. So I started off really cute, right? I'm like, I'm going to get a little picnic. I'm going to get her favorite drink. And we're going to go for a little drive. Because it's not just her anniversary, it's our anniversary. Do you know what I mean?
That's
like,
right.
If it's her birthday, it's all her. If it's my birthday, it's all me. If it's an anniversary, 50-50, right? So it's like, I'm going to do some really cute stuff for her, but we'll go in the Land Cruiser, because then I'll get a little bit of a kick out of it as well. And
Cutesy
we'll go for a little bit of a drive, have a nice little picnic, 2 birds, 1 Land Cruiser, right? So anyway, So our anniversary is June.
That's why it was a bad anniversary. That's that's the first thing of it going downhill. And then he bought the Land Cruiser, really went downhill. Said no, Lukey, that's step 1. Let's get the calendar out and let's all help Luke.
Or June. It gets worse. So anyway, all I know is our anniversary is in the winter months.
But that's the shit you're saying. Yeah. It's in this 6-month period.
Bro, when's your anniversary?
25th? Oh, I don't know what month.
Are you serious? Are you joking?
No.
Sorry, can you make sure that when you're editing this video, can you rewind to the look on his face when he was disgusted in me for not knowing the month, and then, like, seconds later, forgets his own month? My lord. Woo! Anyway, so, yeah, our anniversary is somewhere in June or July. Mm-hmm. And as you know, in Melbourne, in Gippsland, it is super wet.
Yeah.
Like really, really choppy stuff. And all our tracks are closed, right? And so, I know this. Like, I'm not stupid. Like, I'm not going to go full driving in Bunyip State Forest or whatever in winter.
Never.
You're mental, right?
But long story short...
So, I'm driving in Bunyip State Forest. And I'm like, there's gates in front of all the 4-drive tracks that are closed to let you know how hectic it is. So you can just drive along just the normal road, right? So you're just driving along the normal road, And I'm like, if there's a gate, it's hectic, leave it alone. If there's no gate, we're fine. So I'm just driving along, trying to find a nice little picnic spot, right? Driving along, whatever. And I got this road with no gate, right? Granted, there was this giant tree across the track and I had to like winch over it. So maybe they didn't put a gate because there was a tree there and they're like, what idiot is going to try to drive over this tree? I've got a photo. I'll put up the photo in this as well of me like trying to winch over this tree. So I get to the bottom of the track and there's like, you go left or right. And the right side, hectic. Huge ruts, like they look like they were made by 50-inch tires, like really, really. And the incline is like this, like it's just super steep, right? I wouldn't do it in the summer, let alone in the winter. I'm like, there's no way I'm going through that, that's crazy. And I go left. Left is a walk in the park. It's like this really chilled, easy kind of track. I'm like, or it's not even a track, it's just a road. It's like a dirt road. It's like, I'm just gonna drive along here. So going on there, it's a little bit choppy, it's a bit fun, because it's like a bit slippery, whatever, right? And going through, and I get to the top, and it's about 11:30 in the morning, right, in the morning. And then I start to come down, and I'm like 10 meters down, and I realize that's the top of this.
Of the hard one.
The choppy track, yeah, of the insane track.
With the 50 tires,
yeah.
Oh no.
So then I start to crap myself, and I'm like, no, I need to turn around. And I try to reverse back, and I cannot get back, right? I'm trying everything I can do to get back. I can't go back, right?
No.
And I'm sitting there for like, I reckon about an hour or two, just trying to calculate
how to get back.
Because I'm like, and I can't do this. And I'm like, I'm trying to turn around, but the incline's really insane. And if I start to turn around, I'm at risk of rolling, right? So I'm like, I need to stay straight on. So we start to go down, right? We start to go down this track, and
The crazy one.
And it was so, like the ruts were so deep that we were diffing out, going down, that I had to, no joke, I'm not exaggerating, I had to winch forward, like winch down the hill. And I was like, I can't winch down the hill, because if I get too much traction, we're just gonna go, the winch is gonna catch, and the car's gonna roll.
Oh my goodness.
Right? So, I then have to put a snatch strap at the back of the car and put it to a tree so that when I start to winch forward, I don't go too far forward because then the tree's going to catch me. And I then have to like start working my way down the hill this way.
That's crazy.
Right? And it was so scary because I had my brakes on full lock and the car's just sliding. Now, what actually saved us was that the ruts were so deep, they were like train tracks, bro. Because the ruts were so deep, it was really scary, but we just stayed in the ruts and just slid down. It was like a roller coaster with no brakes. You're just going spang, and because you didn't have those washouts on the side. Right, so now I'm stuck, and Kat is working the winch, right? This is how crazy it is. It's raining, right? Like pouring. Like the timing was insane, because as soon as we got the first 10 meters down, it started to bucket down,
straight away.
right?
Boom.
And have you seen Jurassic Park? The first one, when the guy's like trying to run away with the secret DNA and he gets stuck and he tries to like climb up the hill and there's heaps of rain.
Oh, no. And then what happens?
I'll put it in the thing. But it looks like that. So Kat's stuck on a washout. She can't go any more forward. Like I can't drive any more forward. So when I get out of the car, Kat starts to unwind the winch and I'm like pretty much abseiling. So I'm holding onto the winch and walking down, right? As she's slowly letting go of the winch, right?
Wow.
And then we wrap it around the tree, obviously hook it up to the tree, and then I have to like use the winch rope to crawl back up. Yeah. To then go up to another tree, and because it's raining so much, I'm like commando rolling, so I'm pretty much just on my tummy, just like swimming through the mud, right? Trying to get up, because standing up was just too dangerous. I kept on falling on my face, right? So now I'm crawling up, I get to a tree, I tie the snap strap, I winch a little bit forward, go over, come down, snap strap catches us, and we just make our way down the hill, right? We're 4 hours in. So right now it's about like 4 o'clock, right? 4 o'clock.
Wow, okay.
And it gets dark around about like 5, because
Yep.
you're in the mountains, like
Yep.
it gets dark pretty quick, right? Anyway, about 4, maybe even 5 o'clock, and I realize the tire off the bead, the back left tire off the bead, up the hill, bro.
No. Dude.
Yeah. So
No.
I have to crawl up the hill.
What?
Yeah, have to crawl up the hill. I get the tire, right?
What do you
So
do?
I get the tire.
Did
So
you slow it down?
No, bro.
Uh-huh.
That's dangerous, right? So I start trying to walk down with the tire.
Oh my god.
I slip,
Yeah, of course.
let the tire go,
Yeah.
flies down.
Of course.
And that would kill Kat, right? So I'm terrified. I'm yelling. I'm like, "Oh, Kat, move!" And she's like, "What?" And the tire bounces, bang on the back of the door. You know the back of my door, the dent, bro. That's where the dent on the Land Cruiser is from that tire.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
And you know what's even worse? It was a week before that. I just Raptor-coated it.
Oh,
So
it would've cracked
a
the
week
Raptor
before,
coat and everything,
I
yeah.
just fixed all the dents in my car.
Looking nice,
I Raptor-coated it. It
swervy.
was really nice and thing, and I dented it. And I was like, my heart was dented as well. Like I looked at that and I was like, oh man, because I had to pull off every piece of that car, sand it down, right, to Raptor-coat it. And I was like, oh my lord. And so I dented the car. But best news, Kat was okay. Like obviously 100 times over,
Everyone's
smash my
safe.
Land Cruisers,
That's it.
keep
That's
Kat,
what
right?
matters.
100%. That's a disclaimer that needs to be written at the bottom of the screen.
No one
That my
got hurt.
priority was Kat was safe.
Including
Right.
turtles.
Cool. Especially her dad. 'Cause, yeah. Anyway, so when he hears that I don't care about his daughter and I don't care about my Land Cruiser, he's not going to be happy with me. Yeah, 100%. So need to make it very, very clear for the audience, and especially Kat's dad, the priority was Kat's health. But my heart was dented. So now, it gets worse.
What?
Because I wasn't going full driving,
No.
I didn't have any of my spare gear with me.
No.
I didn't have my tools. I didn't have my spare tire. I didn't have nothing. Because I took it all off to paint the car.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, I'm just going to a park. Obviously, I can just go to a park, have a picnic, and come home. So I didn't bring any of my gear.
Yep. So how'd you get it back on, or what'd you do?
So it was just too scary to try to touch the tire, right? The rim was ruined. I just accepted that. So I was just like, so I just kept on winching down till I got to the bottom.
Because the thing's leveled out anyway.
No, because I'm like this going, right? So I just have to keep going because we're only halfway down.
Wow.
So we keep doing this routine
Yeah.
to get us to the bottom,
Yep.
jack the car up.
Jack the car up. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think I had a jack. Yeah, I had a jack.
Through all the mud, all the thing, jacking the car up.
No, because now I'm at the bottom of that track.
Oh.
So I'm at the bottom where I
made
first
it
saw.
alive.
So
Okay,
I'm at
okay.
that fork in the road, yeah?
Yep.
So now it's like about 7 o'clock at night. 7 o'clock at night, right? So we're recovering for 7 hours at this point, right? We're recovering at 7 hours at this point. We're starving. Our picnic, gone everywhere. Because we were bouncing down the mountain. The picnic's just all through everywhere. There was like a sandwich and like, it was just like, had like dirt on it. It was like, so now we've got
rough,
no
dude.
food.
Yeah.
I think we had like 1 bottle of water or something.
Wow.
So now we start to go into survival mode,
Wow.
right? So that's survival mode. Anyway, so I start to jack the car up. I try to get the tire back on. There was an air compressor in the car. I had an air compressor. And I try to pump up the tires. The bead is just not grabbing to the rim. I'm screwed, right? So then I've got to call Tony. Shout out to Tony. Really reliable brother when I needed him. The spare tire was at my dad's factory. So Tony drives to Downey South,
and then
picks up the
drives all the way
tire,
there.
drives out to Bunyip State
Wow.
Forest, brings us the tire. It gets worse. Tony's got a Forester. He can't get over that giant tree to get to me.
Yeah.
So now I've got to walk
Wow.
like an hour or something.
Wow. And you both have to hike that tire back to your car.
No, not Tony. I just have to do it. So, then I have to wheel the tire, and then I'm like wheeling the tire back.
Wow.
I jack the car up. I put the tire on, and that's it. We got somebody from Facebook, which put in the group if anyone can help. Somebody from Facebook came to help us, and then he got stuck at the tree. So now I'm like rescuing him,
Oh my lord.
and then I have to like run a winch on the other side of the tree to get him over, and then I run my winch, and I get myself over, and then we drive home, and we get home at 5 o'clock that morning. So we started our picnic at 11 a.m. And then all day and all night, And we got home at 5 a.m. the next morning.
That's 16 hours.
That's a 16-hour recovery.
Wow. Wow, that
is like the worst anniversary.
That's the worst anniversary. I think that tops it. That's cake.
But then I said to her, if we had lockers, if we could lock the rear diff and lock the front diff,
wouldn't have been an issue.
We would have been out of it in like an hour or two, and we would have had our picnic and we would have had an amazing time. And she completely forgot that she completely forgot that she told me not to buy the lockers a month ago. She completely forgot.
Did you get the
and she's
lockers?
like, so,
you're telling me?
She goes, oh, babe, we better get them quick then. And I'm like, you sure? He's like, yeah, no, I think we need to get them. I'm like, oh, yeah, all right. I'll call the mechanic first thing Monday morning, and we'll get some lockers sorted straight away. As long as you're
okay with it.
Mate, I then got approval to spend the $6,000 on the lockers.
Wow.
Because it was such a necessity. Which now segues into my advice. This is what my advice is. If you have somebody in your life, your mum, your dad, your partner, your husband or your wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, whoever is the responsible one that doesn't want you to spend stupid money, they're really responsible. We really need them because they're the reason that we're not homeless right now. Like, we really need them. But if they're stopping you from buying something that you really want for your four-wheel drive, you need to go and do something that requires that thing and then not be able to do it. For example, if you really want to get a snorkel, you need to drive up to a river, see that there's a really beautiful campsite on the other side of that river and be like, oh man, that'd be awesome. But we don't have a snorkel, and then just turn around and drive away, right? Because then whoever the responsible person in your life is like, I mean, that just seems like a really good idea to have a snorkel because you can see more things. And when they get the ticket approval, you can spend money so fast, right? Same thing with the lockers. Oh man, wouldn't it be really nice to get some nice photos from up that mountain? Hey, how could I get up there without lockers? That just wouldn't be safe, and that just wouldn't be responsible.
Anyway.
Bang. And just turn around and just do some easy tracks. Do you know what I mean? So picnics. You want to go out for a picnic? Oh, why has the yogurt gone off? Oh, why has this gone warm?
We don't have a fridge?
If we had a fridge, babe, we could go on picnics all the time. We could live at a picnic ground and spend 3 days picnicking because we would have a fridge that would keep all our food cold.
Wow.
So the advice is, if you want to buy something and there's someone responsible in your life, get into a scenario when you need that thing and then they will be on board. That's my advice. Anyway, Frankie, what's the joke of the day that no one's going to laugh at?
I'm already buckle up. Alright. So Billy, believe it or not, Billy got fired from the banana factory on his first day. You want to know why?
Why did you get fired from the banana factory on his first day?
Bro, he was throwing out all the bent ones. It's cheesy. I like it. I like it. It's a good one.
That was such a bad joke.
Do you know there are straight bananas? And there's actually a place, or like majority of the world have straight bananas, I think, or opposite. There's one or the other.
Yeah, I think most banana, like in Thailand and Cambodia and that kind of stuff, their bananas are really straight and they're small and stubby.
There you go.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. This has been another episode of Campfire Stories. We obviously can't have a campfire because we're in the river. We're in the beautiful Crooked River at the Talbotville township. Talbotville. I think there used to be a town here. So it's a beautiful space to camp. So we're just chilling here in the Crooked River. We can't do a campfire, but we can still bring you campfire stories. But anyway, until next time. What do we want them to do until next time?
Until next time, keep your eyes on the ground, keeping out for crocs.
Until next time, stay adventurous.